Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, what is today? Wednesday morning trading room. Hang on here a second while I get the disclaimer out, just to remind everyone that trading is risky and you should never use money you cannot afford to lose. Always good advice. I know you hear it a lot, but really it is worth bearing in mind. Hold on one second, I put that in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, yesterday, a bit of a dud kind of a day. The market really not going anywhere. The daily chart will give us the best perspective of that. There was yesterday's session of really quiet doji style day. Very difficult trading. Volume is really declining, and well, that kind of confirms what we're seeing in a very sideways market. Honestly, I'm anticipating a little bit of a pullback, maybe back down here somewhere around 6,700, but that's just kind of a gut call, given that we've got all this other selling activity around 7,100, 7,200, 7,300. The higher we go, the more likely it is that the sellers are probably going to try to move the market lower. But right now, we are still in an uptrend. Given yesterday's sidewaysness, I've tacked on the Bollinger Band Suite here onto my chart. This is something that we looked at last Friday. What I'll do is I'm actually going to, there we go, just clean up the label. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it is possible. There we go. We'll just delete the label, clean up the chart a little bit. You can do this on any of your indicators, by the way. There we go. Make that a little neater. The idea behind this is that maybe the Bollinger Band Suite can help us avoid some of the sideways market. I'll just do that here for the remaining couple of charts. The market did just open up. Uh-oh, did I break something? There we go. Not a bad idea to save changes like that once you've made them, just so you don't have to do it again. We are still trading within yesterday's range. You can see if you scroll back here through the Eagle, we really haven't gone all that far the last few days. A little bit of a rally up here to start yesterday's session, but ever since then, the overnight, fairly stagnant. And here we are with this morning's open. And this being our first in-sync Eagle signal. So the market trying to get higher off of that. We'll just put it away for now. Like I said, it's still early. We're only, what are we, 7 minutes into the session. And I'm going to double check the reports calendar. I think there was a report out today, if I remember correctly. Aha, yes. Here we go. We've got FOMC minutes being released, this being Pacific time. So in a few hours, we've got the FOMC minutes coming out. That likely to squash today's efforts. All right, well, you can see a lot of back and forth here in the hawk. The Falcon, our filter, keeps flip-flopping. We do have a little bit of a bullish bias. I'm going to wait a little bit longer to see if we get anything resembling a trend. Okay, a little bit of a rally up. I was watching these number 3 signals here develop on the Raptor. We are pretty close to yesterday's highs. Yesterday, the market topping out around the 70-90 zone. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a pushback again. This time off of a secondary resistance line. Yesterday, we could not get over the median line for a while. Might be interesting to throw a trend line across the bottom here. You can see that would bring the market back somewhere around the primary resistance zone. And it looks like that zone would actually coincide with the hard edge on both the Eagle and the Raptor. So we might be in for a bit of a hard edge pullback, maybe even a hard edge bounce. We will see. If the market is going to stay within yesterday's range, it makes sense to assume that there will be selling near the top end of yesterday's range and buying near the bottom end of yesterday's range. Okay, we're going to get a first micro macro cross to short here in the hawk. I might consider it below this low right here. So I'm going to pull my exit order out of the way for now. And I think I'm going to stretch my profit target down to the median line. So looking for a rather large or larger move. Okay, we now have the first micro macro cross order to short. Okay, we got filled on that. I'm going to bring my stops in. Actually, maybe I won't make it work quite that hard. We'll go here on the other side of the 70-70 zone. This now the hard edge and that trend line and the primary resistance zone. You can see we're taking a little bit of a bounce off of that. Oh, don't tag me yet. Do I really have to leave my stops back a little bit longer? I'll leave my stops back around their original placement here to start. At least until I can get the second swing. There we go. Okay, so I've got two swings now. I'll bring my stops in. Kind of confirms that this 70-86 zone may have something to it. I need to see a break of 70-80. See all this buying support here at 70-80. Got to see the sellers try to push below that. Come on. Ray's asking, good morning, Eric. Well, good morning, Ray. Was last week's Friday session recorded? Yes, it was. The lady who does the posting for me has had a little trouble getting online. I just received an email from her, so if it's not at our YouTube channel, it should be shortly. Had a little bit of an adventure here yesterday. Shortly after I closed up the trading room, I could hear the water running in the house, which is never good. Turns out the hot water tank sprung a leak. And given the utilities room proximity to my office, I had to disassemble most of the office, move the desk, and so on. Gave me a chance to clean in behind the computer, though. Oh, you guys, you're not giving me the follow through I'm looking for here. Green bar sell. This is the last chance for the sellers before they stop me out. It's not looking very good, though, is it? Kind of the way these pre-FOMC days tend to go from time to time. You know, in hindsight, I would have been better off taking the trade on or near the hash mark and just going in and out on target. Probably not going to be able to stretch this trade all that far given the market environment today. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we get a trend line break. If there is a break, there's going to be a little bit of a bullish pushback. So there's the break. Here now the bullish pushback. If the sellers take control at this point, we're going to see them push down to here. And of course, if they fail, well, then there's a very good chance I'm going to get tagged out. Oh, come on. Nope. Well, like I said, in hindsight, I should have just gone all in, all out. Just take the trade for what it's worth. Don't try to stretch it out on an FOMC day, Eric. Trying to be a rock star. There's just too much going on at that point. Like I said, the hard edge of the trading band, the primary resistance zone. It's not to say the market won't head lower from here, but I might have been a little bit too quick to try to short. And like I said, I shouldn't have stretched my profit target so far. What a grind, though. You know, we get toward the top end of this trading range, and it is a big trading range. So we anticipate selling up here. We anticipate buying down here. If we get a breakout, then we would look for a retest and evidence that the market will stay outside of the trading range. Actually, we're looking a little bit more bullish here now. So we're right back now to the morning highs. Getting a couple of follow-up signals. Well, the buyers making a stand, trying to rally the market at this point. Let's see if we get a second push opportunity. I may attempt to buy it on a second push. Take a look here at the Raptor. So we had a couple number 3 signals. Those are your hard edge bounces. So what I'm looking for now is just a follow up here on the breakout of the high. And I'm looking, okay, there we go. There's my second push opportunity. This bar now will become my signal bar. I will consider buying above the high of that bar. You can see back here on these number 3 signals how the Bollinger Band Sweep was actually bullish, suggesting there would be some follow through, and in fact there was. Well, what happened to our momentum? The momentum definitely fading a little bit. says water issues. Ugh. I forced myself to become a pretty good plumber over the years, unfortunately. Yeah, ours is, if it was an electric hot water tank, I probably would have grabbed my friend and we would have dealt with it. He's an electrician, but it's a gas appliance, so of course you need to get a gas fitter in. All right, so we'll we got the buy order in. I'm going to pull my exit order once again out of the way. I've made a note where my exit order is. All right, so this now the second push on that signal. And I need to adjust my profit target just slightly. And we should see enough follow through here to at least find our high probability profit objective. What we're looking at now is a slightly more pronounced retest of the breakout, but I'm hoping this first little leg up is actually going to be the actual breakout. Wow, the lack of follow through here this morning is just incredible. Give me a bull bar. Come on, you guys. Give me a bullish bar and an excuse to roll my stops up at least a little bit. Yeah, Mark says at least it happened during the week and not the weekend when everything is closed. My glass half full optimism. We were lucky because there's a bit of a construction boom in these parts, and a lot of times you can't get a plumber on short notice, even for emergencies. Well, if your house is flooding, they'll drop everything and come to you. But no, we were lucky. Got a guy. He was here in less than half an hour, and an hour later, problem solved. I would really like to see two bullish bars, but you know what? I'm going to roll my stop in now below the secondary resistance line. That's all I'm going to give them on this trade. I suspect I'm going to get tagged out. I could see here on the Bollinger Band suite that things had gotten fairly bearish. And we'll see. Maybe that was a little bit premature. I got the number 2 signal to short now. But I thought it was probably better to limit my risk. Than try to hang on too long. We are working ourselves into a little bit of a corner, though. Wow. All right. Well, we had the breakout. This is the retest. When we have the breakout, it enables us to do a couple of things. We can throw a just-in-case order to buy up there, and if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive on the trade, you can put a just-in-case order to sell down here. The logic is that the market has been in the sideways trading range. It's tipped its hand by trying to go higher. If it cannot go higher, then it's naturally going to go lower. Now, it's not foolproof taking the short side. You can see the market's been holding the hard edge of the trading band pretty well. And usually I don't like entering orders this quickly. You know, I just got tagged out on the one. I don't usually like to come right back with another order. And like I said, it's FOMC day, so you may just want to trade in sim today. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. It's going to be tough trading. As we've seen, things should ease up a little bit by the weekend. You know, tomorrow should be a little bit more fluid. All right. Okay, here we go. I imagine we're going to see a number 2 signal. Oh yeah, there it is right there. There's a number 2 signal on the Hawk. So we've got a couple of things, pardon me, the Raptor. We've got a couple of things going on. All right, and I will set my profit order down here back at the primary resistance zone. I think that would be a pretty good run, both on this number 2 signal and the little head fake that we got out of the Eagle. Makes me feel a little bit better about taking my stop a little earlier. Although it's not a done deal yet, is it? Wow, far from it. I thought for sure once we started breaking down, we would just see the sellers pile on and try to take the market back down here to the last swing zone. But so far, they're having none of that. Well, we don't have a trend change signal in the Falcon yet. We are working a first micro macro cross signal here in the Hawk. It has not engaged. It has just printed. And then, of course, the number 2 signal here in the Raptor. All right, well, they're thinking about it. Still got that first micro macro cross signal, not quite engaged yet. A little bit of a pullback now to the macro line. There we go. Okay, so the first micro macro cross signal is now engaged. So we should at least get a little bit of a down tick here, enough to find your scalp target anyway. I don't know if it's going to be enough to find my bigger profit target. Trying not to panic just yet. We should see a little bit of follow through here, and what I'm basing that on is not only the structure of the trade, but also we do have a little bit of added bearishness here, at least according to the Bollinger Band suite, and we are more or less in sync across our tools. I admit, though, the lack of downward momentum does make me a little bit concerned, because the longer it takes to actually get some momentum, the more likely it is that it may try to move the other way. Speaking of which, I got two little mini swings here. Obviously, traders not really knowing what to expect from the FOMC minutes. All right, a couple of ticks in my favor. We're still bearish here in the Bollinger Band suite. I'm tempted to bring my stops in a little bit here. I think we had a little bit more structure on some of the other tools. Well, actually, not really. We did make the scalp target on the first micro macro cross trade. Woohoo! All right, come on, give me one more bar and I will take the trade to break even. All right, have it your way. We'll take it to break even now. There we go. It's the hard edge. I'm thinking hard edge bounce again, maybe? All right. Well, got the break even tap out. There is some bullishness in here. You know, this could turn out to be a bull flag. It may go up, make a larger retest of the extreme before trying to head lower again. You see, each push higher has gotten a little bit smaller. And certainly the amount of progress the market has been making has been getting smaller. Right? We had a pretty decent move up here, and now we just made slight gains here, suggesting maybe we're starting to lose some of that bullish momentum. If that's the case, the market will turn. We will get another signal to short. It will sort of be like a rule of three signal. Well, look at that. The buyers pushing the market right back up to the breakout high. We now have the first micro macro cross warning dot here on the hawk. We've actually got a nice little red bar buy here on the Eagle, but here, let me throw that trading range back on here. Given the congestion of this trading range, once again, we do have the breakout. I could just leave my just in case order to buy above here in case the bulls decide to make a break for it. It's starting to look as though this is going to be a test of the extreme, however. A retest of the high, maybe sending the market lower again. Actually, I'll give them a couple of ticks. I hate being brought in by one tick, one or two ticks only to watch the market reverse. All right, still got the warning dots going here in the Hawk. The Falcon, if it continues higher, we're going to get a trend change signal on the Falcon. And we're going to produce a number one signal here on the Raptor now that the clouds are back in sync. Okay, bulls, let's see what you got. We're trading in slow motion again. Well, still nothing. Okay, this may now be that retest that I mentioned to you. So here now the bigger retest of the high. Again, you could put a just in case order to short down here, just in case the bottom falls out of the market. You can also wait for your rule of three signal to develop. But honestly, today turning out to be another bit of a dud as the market not giving any follow through. Ho hum. It's a bit of a snooze fest here this morning. Another first micro macro cross here on the Hawk and the Falcon, the better part of the way. Oh, there we go. We finally got a trend change signal on the Falcon. This next signal, there we go, on the Raptor is going to be a number one signal. So it looks like we are trying to get a bullish follow through here, or maybe a bullish follow through. It could be too early to say. All right, there we go. We got the bullish break, and I think I'll manage this one here from the Raptor. We'll turn our chart trader on. Okay, so there's the first obstacle, the secondary resistance line around 7,100. And I'll set my target here near the second resistance zone. You know, typically once we break primary resistance, we will see the market try to move two zones. So 7,100 would be zone 1, and then 7,118 would be zone 2. honestly, the way the day has been going, I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope here. Well, we're going to make a charge here at 7,100. Okay, I can probably start to bring my stops up a little bit. I do have the ATR. I can certainly trail it according to the ATR. Oh, why do they have to flinch so soon? Come on, get up there. What can you do? You can't make them go. Ray's asking, Eric, I've loaded the Geiger counter and notice I cannot adjust the indicator where you used to use the mouse wheel, so the indicator would show outside of the chart. Okay, let me double check here. All right, what you need to do, Ray, is you need to click on your Geiger counter, then hold your shift key and then roll the wheel mouse. And that should enable you to change the layer that it is on. Huh. Ray says it doesn't work with Ninja 8. All right, hold on a second here. I'm going to do it on a. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. I was going to say I'm going to do it on a different chart so I don't screw up my order. I'm not sure if I've even loaded the Geiger counter yet. Let's just see. No, I don't think I have it here just yet. Okay, well let's pick on something else here. We'll do a Keltner channel. Okay, so what you should be able to do is you should be able to click on whatever indicator it is you want to move higher or lower, hold your shift key, and then when you roll your mouse, you see how you get this level 2 of 9, level 3 of 9, 4 of 9, so on. And what that does is it will, or should be able to move it forwards or backwards in front of or behind your other indicators. Now, I'm going to have to refer you to Ben, and I'm putting Ben's email here in the window for those of you who don't have it. If you have tech questions, Ben's the man. Maybe just shoot him an email. What you may want to do first, though, is restart your NinjaTrader. Very often that will solve a whole lot of problems. So when you're done with your trade or whatever, close up your NinjaTrader, restart it, see if it doesn't fix the problem. If not, shoot an email to Ben, see if he has any input. Obviously, it should allow you to adjust it. Jay's asking, is that the Bollinger Band suite on the Raptor? It is, Jay. I highlighted it during last Friday's Rabbit Hole Friday. And I was actually just playing around with it, really impressed with it. Not that you could tell from today's trading, but yes, I like it. I like it a lot. So I've kind of been playing with it. There we go. Getting a little bit of giddy up. All right, I'm going to bring the trade now to break even. I'm doing my best to hang on to this position and not get tagged out early. Come on, keep going. They did so well to start. Well, here we go now with the lack of momentum again. I do have, we did hit our high probability profit target for the trade. I guess I'm just asking too much out of the market here this morning. And it's looking like I'm going to get tagged on this bounce back. And I'm not sure they're going to let me get away with this one. Just the fact the market is reluctant to do much of anything today, really. All right, there we go. We got to see a bull push. And I will roll my stops if I get a bull bar here, try to protect a little bit more of that open profit. It's not looking all that promising though here. According to the BB suite, we're starting to fade on the momentum. Come on, stops. There we go. Just throw it below that swing. Once again, we are up to our high probability profit objective. And I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive here. Now this bar with a little bit of a tail to it, I'm going to tuck my stop in below there. And the market reluctantly inching higher. Nope. That's all they're going to do. Well, you know, I think it's just going to be more of the same here for the rest of the session. I think we're going to shut things down a little bit early here today, just because there isn't anything going on. And honestly, it's just, there's nothing happening. So we will come back tomorrow. Keith, we'll close here with Keith's question. Keith is asking, Eric, which settings for crude oil do you use on the Raptor? I use the default settings pretty much across the board. The only market I changed the settings on is the E-mini S&P. And that is because if you use the default settings on the E-mini, you're going to open up your chart and you're going to have daybreak lines like this. And obviously, you can't day trade if this is all the activity that you happen to get within a particular day. If you find that happening to you, you're going to need to adjust your charts to the faster settings. Now, the faster settings, you can experiment, but the ones that I found to work reasonably well are what we call the 4-4-6. So first thing you're going to do, and make a note of this, you're going to change your data series. Instead of 8x8, we're going to go 4x4. So we're going to change our bar size to 4 ticks. And then we need to change the Raptor settings in proportion to that. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight on your Raptor, and we're going to adjust the clouds. So we're going to we're going to keep these relationships the same. So we're going to make a 6 brick trend. You could actually make that 6 as well. The second cloud, we're going to make 4 and 4. And then the hawk bars, we're going to make 4 and 4. But like I say, the only market I do that with is the E-mini S&P. But if you're looking at your crude oil charts and you're getting, these are your day lines, you may try to go with the faster setting. But that is the nice thing about the Raptor, is it is more adjustable. You can certainly play with it a little bit more. All right, gang. See you tomorrow. If you're going to hang out here today, I would say now that we've broken higher, we're probably going to see another pullback here to the hard edge. We do already have a number 2 signal, so there's a second push opportunity if you can stand the excitement. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.